Hey guys and gals, what's up? This is Gimli1357 here, and today I'm going to be showing you how to get all 18 of the snow globes in Starfield for visiting all of the landmarks on Earth, the Moon, and Mars. Now, most of these have a book or interactable object that will give you their location for, and there are a few missable ones. I'm going to be going in the order that makes sense if you're playing through the game from the beginning. Now, starting off, we're going to be getting the Apollo snow globe, which the book for it is in the lodge in New Atlantis on the planet Jemison. So when you get into the lodge, you're going to head up the stairs around this corner and walk down this hallway to the second room on the left. Second room on the left will have a nice big yellow bed and all this, and a book that is called Sir Livingston's Second Journal. Once you pick that up and read it, you will get the activity mission to visit the Apollo landmark on Luna. So if you go into your missions and activities, you will see that. You can tag it, and then show on map will bring you right to where the Apollo landing site is. You can also just fly to it like normal and land it from your ship if you prefer to do so that way. But once you land, you will see the lander in the nice beautiful American flag that you can climb up on top of the lander, and you will find the Apollo snow globe. Go ahead and pick it up. There you go. That is completing the mission. So it will no longer appear in your activities, but the landing area will remain. Now moving on, the next one we're going to get is the New York snow globe, which the book for it is also on Jemison in New Atlantis. But this time we're going to be going to the Mast District. And we are going to be going to the Mast Tower specifically. So once you fast travel to there, you will be at this part at the top of the ramp, right in front of the big mast building. And you'll want to run inside real quick up into the elevator. And you're going to take that up to the Central Command Office of the President Systems Defense. Long name for a floor. But once you get inside, you'll probably want to switch first person so the camera doesn't go all crazy. But you're going to come into this room, which is the office of the president lady, and there is a book on her desk that you have to steal. And she's standing right in front of it, so she'll get mad if you pick it up. However, if you do pick it up and she catches you, it doesn't really matter because the mission will still activate. You will just lose the book and probably get a bounty. But if you don't want any of that, come into this room and pick up one of these briefcases or any other pick-upable object. You can pick things up by holding down A on an Xbox controller or holding down E if you're on PC. And you can then move it around and just kind of, shove the book off the table. She doesn't seem to mind that. And then you just kind of keep pushing it along the floor. Sometimes whatever you're holding will get caught on the ground, so you'll have to let go of it and then pick it back up. But, with a little bit of trial and error and a little bit of time, you can just go ahead and shove this book into a room where there is no one watching. And then once it's there, go ahead, drop the thing you're holding, and make sure no one's looking, and pick up our Lost Heritage book. And since no one saw it, we get to keep it, and we get the mission to visit the New York landmark. Now, if you want to remove the stolen status from an item, here's an extra little tip. You can go to any trade authority and sell the item to them, and then scroll down to buy back, and buy it back. Now your stolen goods are clean, will no longer show as stolen in your inventory, and they will also not be confiscated if you do get caught for any crime. Quick tip. Now moving on back to the mission that we got from that book to go visit the New York landmark. We're going to go do that on Earth. Haven't seen it in years. So we're going to head over into good old America and head up to New York and land at that location. Once you get there, you're going to see the giant, majestic Empire State Building in its complete and definitely complete glory. But you're going to head over here to where the objective marker is, and you will find your New York snow globe. Go ahead and pick that one up. Good job. That is the snow globe for that completed. Next, we're going to be getting the Hong Kong snow globe. Now, this one is in the Sol system, so you don't have to travel far from Earth. You're going to head over here to the Titan moon of Saturn. And you're going to go to New Homestead, which is a location here. So this is a nice little outpost that you can go inside of. This one has the airlock that will take you inside and then down some stairs. Once you go down the stairs, you open a door, go down some more stairs, and to your right there is a shelf with the book Maurice Léon's Journal. Leon? Either way, pick it up and you will get the Hong Kong landmark objective. So go ahead and choose that in your activities. Go to that on Earth and head over to Hong Kong. Ignore all these other landmarks. I got these in a different order than I'm showing them because I found them in that order. But once you land there, you will come down here and find this snow globe laying at the base of the giant other perfectly intact tower. Now, staying within the Sol system as before, this time we're going to be going to Mars. We're going to head over right into Cydonia, the main base of Mars. And we're not actually going to be going inside of the base. There is a plaque inside that relates to this, but you don't need to interact with it. What you're going to do is stand right outside the entrance and head to the southeast towards this giant hill in the distance. Thankfully, Mars has low gravity, so you can pretty much fly indefinitely if you have a jump pack, but you can run around to this if you prefer to do so. It's just going to take a while with all the stamina. You're going to climb all the way up to the top of this giant hill, and once you get up to the top, you're going to look over the other side. I'm showing you this is where you are in relation to Cydonia, but once you get up to the edge, you're going to look down and you'll notice an area that has a lot of dark patched ground right here. This big area. You're going to come down into this and hey, look, there's a snow globe hanging out here. The Cydonia snow globe, which is for the face of Mars. It is the giant face that looks like it's on the planet Mars. And you can see we're about 1,750 meters away. This is also an aerial view to give you a little more of an idea of where it is. So from Cydonia, there is the giant face of Mars. That is what the hill is. And what you want to do is go into its eye socket over on the left. It's right eye, but the left when looking at it face on. But right there is the rock where we found the snow globe. That little pile of rocks right there is where we got it. So go ahead and grab that one. There's no objective for it, but it's still a snow globe. Moving on to the Los Angeles snow globe. Now we have to go to the Valo system and go on to this planet Polvo to where Hopetown is at. And once we get to Hopetown, we're going to head inside and go visit Mr. Hope Town. And then go upstairs all the way to the top to the his office, and you'll find the Hope family tree. Once again, you have to steal it, so once again, go ahead and pick something up to do that with. Just go ahead, shove the book, just kind of smoosh it along the floor. Careful you don't knock it off this grate here, because then it'll fall down in front of everybody, and that wouldn't be so great. But once you get it outside, out of view of everyone else, go ahead, pick up the Hope family tree. And you will get the objective to go visit Los Angeles. And that's what we're going to do. So select that as your objective. Once again, go to Earth and land at our new landmark. Once you have landed there, you will see the giant tower. There's a lot of giant towers. A lot of these landmarks are giant towers. It says something. But at the base of the tower, you will find the Los Angeles snow globe hanging out right there. So go ahead and pick that up. Objective mission complete. Now this one is going to be a twofer. We're going to be going to the Chennai system, and we're going to be going to Aquila. We're going to be going to Aquila City, and we're going to be buying 2 books here because this is the easiest place to get one of them and the only place I have found to get the other. But once you head inside, you're going to head over here to the left, down this area into this bookstore. This lady will be having an argument with this other lady if it's the first time that you've ever been in here. So let them finish up their little argument, and then you're going to talk to her. You're going to see what she has for sale, and you're going to be looking for 2 books in here. The first one is going to be Oliver Twist, which is going to be right there. Oliver Twist. This is a book you can find all over the place, but this is just a guaranteed way to get it. And the other one that you want is The Ancient Civilization of Egypt. Both of those books can be grabbed right there, and you will see we get our London one for Oliver Twist, and we get our Cairo landmark for the Ancient Civilization of Egypt book. So first one we're going to do is Cairo. So we're going to head over there and visit the Great Pyramids. Now it's not on the one that you're going to land right in front of. No, you have to run all the way down here to this other pyramid. Run, and it's going to be on this pile of stones here on the side. And go ahead and pick up the Cairo snow globe. Good job. Now we're going to immediately select our other objective to go visit London, because we also picked that one up at the same bookstore. And we're going to head over there, so we don't even have to go far. And once we land at the London landmark, there will be, hey look, it's another giant tower. We're going to head over here and we will find our snow globe once again laying at the base of the tower on this rock. Go ahead and pick that one up. Alright, now for the St. Louis snow globe, we need to have a specific skill. We need to have the theft skill in the social tab that will enable us to pickpocket targets. We have to be able to pickpocket in order to get the next book, which is going to be in the Volii system, and it's going to be on Neon. So we're going to head over here to Volii Alpha and go to the Neon Core. Once you are at the Neon Core, you are going to turn right and head all the way down here up into the Astral Lounge. From the Astral Lounge, turn left to go into this elevator, and then make your way all the way around this hallway to Booth 4, where Benjamin Bayou is hanging out, and he's gonna, look at you. You're gonna be like, "Could you please turn around?" And he's gonna say, "Okay," and then you're going to steal his penthouse key. So you're gonna steal his only home. Go ahead and do that. You may want to save right before doing that, just in case it's something bad. I'm not encouraging saves coming, but anyway, you're gonna head back into the elevator and then out of the Astral Lounge, but immediately turn left out of the Astral Lounge and you'll find this elevator to go up into his penthouse. From his penthouse, you're going to head up these stairs into his office, and you will find a book right here, The Price of Destiny, laying on his desk, and that will allow you to go to St. Louis. So we're going to go ahead and head out. Now you may run into a weird bug where it won't let you travel down the elevator to the lobby. If that happens to you, you can still fast travel out of the penthouse, so go ahead and just do that to get out of there safely. Then go ahead and select your mission to visit St. Louis Landmark. Go ahead, select it on Earth, and we are going to land there, right in between New York and LA. And there's the giant arch, and our tiny snow globe for good old St. Louis. Beautiful arch. Next, we're going to be getting the Osaka snow globe. Now, for this one, you have to have at least started the Crimson Fleet missions, which just involves getting caught with contraband at least once on your ship. And once you've done that, you will get access to the key. Once you can get onto the key, you're going to head inside up to where the pirate headmaster guy's office is. If you don't have access to this room, progress a couple missions into the Crimson Fleet questline, and you will be able to come back here, where you will find this diary of Kaiusaka Nagata, which will give you the Osaka landmark on Earth. So we're going to, once again, head on back to good old Earth. And once we land at the Osaka landmark, can you guess what it is? It's a tower. So we're going to head over here to the kind of far from the base of the tower this time, but in some rubble, we will find the Osaka snow globe. Go ahead and pick that one up. Now for the Shanghai snow globe, we need to go to the ECS constant. If you've already been there, you will have an activity that will show you where its location is. because it does potentially move after you do a quest line with it. But if you have not done the quest line for it, you will want to go to the Parama system, and you will want to go into orbit around Parama 2, which is where Paradiso is. So you're just going to head into orbit around it, but don't actually land on it. First time you come into orbit here, you will be greeted by a chief security guy. You'll see this unidentified ship here. If you try to hail it, it will just be all a bunch of static no matter what you choose. So you're just gonna skip through all that and then go ahead and dock with them. Once you board onto their ship, you will head up and talk to the captain of the ship, and then there will be a whole quest line to do with this, but you don't have to actually finish the quest line to grab our book. But once they're done talking, you're going to head over here to the right, up these stairs here, head left across this catwalk in their greenery, and into the classroom. And at the back of the classroom, behind the teacher, I guess the front of the classroom behind the teacher, we will find the essentials of modern macroeconomics, which will allow us to see where Shanghai is on Earth. So we're going to head there right now. Once you leave the ECS, you can, fly wherever you want because it's Starfield. And then you're going to head to Shanghai. So land at the Shanghai landmark, and that's right, it's a tower. And at the base of the tower, because where else would it be, there's a snow globe for Shanghai. Go ahead and pick that one up. Now we have Dubai, which is another snow globe. Now this one also has to do with the Crimson Fleet. This one is mission specific to get the book for. Now when you're doing the mission Breaking the Bank, you will get to this part where you turn off some life support in this ship to cause panic. And you have to go talk to some people, but first you're going to want to come up into room number 5 up here for Passenger Dombrovsky's room. And on his desk there is this book, Race to the Heavens. This is the only place you can get it, and once you finish this mission you cannot grab the book again. So make sure you grab it if you actually want the mission for it. I am going to show you a way that you can find it even if you don't have the book, but it's much more difficult. As long as you have the book, you can head over here to where this landmark is and land at it. And it's a tower. It's a big old tower. And we're going to run to the base of the tower around the side here, all the way around, because of course I'm on the opposite side of where the snow globe is, but go ahead and pick up the snow globe. Now, if you missed that, if you've already completed the mission Breaking the Bank and you weren't able to grab it, you didn't know about it, you didn't see it, you forgot it, whatever, go ahead, orbit Earth, and make a quick save, because this is possibly going to be tedious, or you're going to get lucky and get it on your first shot. I've had both of those things happen to me. Now, what you want to do is head over here on Earth. You can see where I'm pointing at, below Europe and to the side here, where, Dubai is. There's this point. Now, you want to aim slightly above, kind of where it looks like there should be water. It's not exact. If you try to land down in the land area of that point, it will be wrong. If it looks like where there once was water, that will be correct. Now, if you zoom in, you can see that the point of the landing area should be right above the point of that peninsula. And that's where you want to be. It is fairly precise. It has a couple pixels of leeway, but if you land there, you'll see the tower in the distance. It will be far away. It will not be as close as when you land near it. I have not found a way to be able to actually just land any closer to it with a custom landing zone. If you don't have the book, you're going to be huffing it for a while. But you can still go there. The snow globe also won't be marked, so I'm showing you where it is again and from the other landing area, because it's not marked and you have to kind of hunt around for it. But you can still pick up the snow globe and still have it. Now, if you land and don't see the tower, you will want to reload your save, because trying to land multiple times close together is not good. Now, we're going to be moving on to the Tower of Pisa, where we have to do the same thing again, because the Tower of Pisa actually does not have a book or anything to let you know where its landmark is. But it is here. nestled in this kind of curved mountain area right above where the water is. I'm showing you a zoomed in. I don't know how else to describe what it looks like. That's what it looks like once you place the landing area. That's where I got it when I landed. And hey, look, you'll see it in the distance. And it's not that big. So make sure you actually look around for it, because you may almost miss it and reload a save, even though you didn't need to because you actually landed correctly. I actually got this one on my first try. I don't know how. But you will head over here to the Tower of Pisa. And right at its leaned base, like the side that it's leaning, you will find the Pisa snow globe. Now, for the rest of our snow globes are going to be during the mission Unearthed. You will have to go to the NASA launch tower. This is a main mission, and it's fairly far into the game, so I actually don't recommend like rushing to this point, because there's some things that'll happen that'll limit you on other things if you go this far into the game. Not a whole lot, but a little bit. Anyway, once you are on this mission, you will want to head up here into the tower and climb all the way up these stairs, all the way up, all the way up, all the way up. And you'll come into this room. This is on level 5, right before you go down the elevator into the actual where the mission wants you to go. You'll find a NASA snow globe sitting in this locker. Now, in this same exact building from that snow globe, you're going to head over here. I guess this isn't a building. It's more like a shack on a launch tower, isn't it? Anyway, you'll head over here and you'll find an exact copy of that snow globe. Another NASA one. Now, from here, you are going to want to climb all the way to the top of the launch tower. And there's the elevator that the mission actually wants you to go down, but we're not doing that. We're climbing all the way to the top. So go ahead, get on top of the elevator, up the stairs, up on top of these platforms. There are multiple paths that will take you up to the top of the launch tower. This just seemed to be the simplest and most straightforward one. But yeah, you can follow along where all I'm jumping to. You don't actually need a boost pack to be able to get up to the top, but it definitely makes it way easier, because yeah, if you fall off of this and miss your parkour, you'll die. So yeah, boost packs for safety, no boost pack for hardcore parkour. Anyway, you're gonna continue along up here. Once you get up towards the top more and more, there will be missing floors, and you have to kind of zigzag around a lot, and lots more things to climb on. And this part would be a lot of fun without a boost pack, I'm sure, but I just boost packed across. Then up these stairs. Once you get up to this point, you pretty much just have to go in a circle around the tower. Keep climbing the stairs, keep climbing the stairs, keep climbing all the stairs, and then you'll come up here, and you'll want to jump up onto this yellow pad thing where the snow globe is sitting next to some lunch. This one is another NASA one, but it's slightly different than the first two that we picked up. Now, heading inside, once you get to the point where you have to find information about the Martian sample, and you come to the beautiful NASA history museum area, you will find this little rover sitting over here for the MER program. You'll want to interact with this plaque, and that will give you the activity to find the Mars rover opportunity. So make sure you interact with that. This room will become inaccessible once you finish the mission. So yeah, make sure you pick that up, and you pick up this snow globe on the bench directly after that. From there, you'll come into this room. You can't miss it. You have to hit the switch here, but it requires power from that wall. Before you do that, go ahead and grab this snow globe. And that is the last of the NASA snow globes. So now we're going to be leaving there and heading back to Mars to get our Opportunity Rover snow globe that we found via that little museum thing. Now, once you come over to it and see this sad, sad sight, you will find the Opportunity snow globe laying on top. Now, like I mentioned, that room does become inaccessible once you finish the mission. So if you missed it, here is the custom landing location for it. Took me a couple tries to get this one, But you'll come down here and where you see this little dark line and that point, those two little craters, you kind of want to nestle your cursor right in between, and your diamond should be positioned directly in between them so that you can see that it's touching on both edges. Once you land there, you will land quite far away from it, but you'll want to be heading directly south from where you land. And there will be the giant crater here. That's how you know you're on the right track. Once you get near it, you'll see right there the dirt in the distance got a little bright right where I was pointing. That is where the rover is. So that's how you know you're on track. You'll come over and once again be able to pick up the snow globe on top of Opportunity. I'm going to show you also where you can find this on the ground map. So you can see right here, just to the bottom right of the massive crater is where the Opportunity snow globe is. So that's where you'll want to head to from your ship, which is way up at the top. And then, yeah, that is all of the snow globes in Starfield. And now the time remaining on this video is low and it's getting dark. But I hope this guide was helpful, and I hope you tune into Gamer's Guide and the Gamer's Guide channel Xbox Club for more achievement tips, shorts, and guides. See y'all later, folks.